I am Mary Smith, and I am a face of heart disease.
I am Price Woodward, and unfortunately, I am a face of a stroke victim.
My name is Amor Jones, and I am a face of heart disease.
My name is Seichi Noda. I'm 51 years old. I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon and a 5-time finisher of the Ironman triathlon, and I'm the face of heart disease.
Oh, we were so excited that we were expecting our first child. I think I told him at Walmart too, which was hilarious. You know, we kind of were in the aisle, said, guess what? We're having a baby. He says, huh, what? You know, so we were just excited and had lots of plans.
I've been getting up at 4:30 most mornings for probably the last 20 years, and get up, do a little reading, and then I usually work out from 5 to 6 every morning. My wife and I both run 14 marathons, so very active and running a lot.
A very busy professional. I'm a heart surgeon. I've done a total of 5 Ironmans and numerous marathons as well.
I was active, worked out 5 times a week with a personal trainer, had no health concerns, and we were blindsided. It was Memorial Day weekend. We went to a wine country. We didn't want the day to end. We had a blast. And when we came back into town, we stopped for dinner. And as we were walking into the restaurant, I collapsed. And I went into sudden cardiac arrest.
I noticed that during the first 30 minutes of all my workouts, it just felt like I ate something funny. I decided to go to a friend of mine and ask him to do a CT angiogram of my heart just to make sure that everything's okay. Both he and I were shocked when the CT scan got done and we were starting to see the images. And that's when we found the widowmaker lesion, which was a 90% blockage in my left anterior descending blood vessel.
We stayed home Saturday night, we grilled out, went to bed like we do every night, and my wife woke me up about 5:15 in the morning, and she said, Price, sit up, you've been making some funny noises, and I think something's wrong. And she goes, I think you're having a stroke.
We go in for this ultrasound, and you know, we didn't think there was any problem. And so they explained to us that, you know, she had a heart defect and that she was missing, or the right side of her heart was completely underdeveloped. And so we ended up going into a room and they gave us a brochure that said, your baby might die.
When I was sent home, you know, to recover, my daughter, again, was 3. I was on oxygen. I was very weak. I couldn't do anything, so she would hop into bed with me, and that's where we read books and played games and spent time together. Recovery was long.
She was about 4 months when she had her first major surgery. And so she didn't have her next surgery till she was about 3, which it was even harder then to give her up than it was when she was a little one, because she could talk then, and Mommy, where am I going? What are we doing here?
So after my stroke, my left arm and my left leg were both just non-functional. And in fact, when we left inpatient rehab to go to outpatient, I couldn't even sit up by myself. So it was really a struggle.
Hopefully, you know, 10 years from now, there's another child that'll have a totally different procedure because of the improvements and the research that have been made medically.
These advancements, these technologies wouldn't be possible without organizations such as the American Heart Association, which donates a tremendous amount of money towards research and development of these new technologies.
The funds that the American Heart Association raise goes towards the community, helps raise awareness, helps educate, helps with CPR, and ultimately saves lives. Having, you know, suffering cardiac arrest has certainly been one of the hardest things I've ever had to endure, but it's also been one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I still work out, I watch what I eat, and I try to instill that in my children as well.
Obviously, an event like this has a tremendous impact on both you mentally, emotionally, and on your family as well. And since I'm a physician, I'm a healer, and that's my purpose in life.
It allows me to dance, it allows me to sing, and it also means I'm a little different than normal kids who don't have heart disease.
Shortly after my stroke, my middle daughter got engaged, and so I'm having new motivation now because I need to be able to walk her down the aisle next May and maybe do a daddy-daughter dance afterwards without my cane, hopefully. So I've got plenty of motivation to keep working really hard because that'll be an important day for my daughter and for me.
The face of heart disease is actually anybody. Anybody can be the face of heart disease. And the funny thing is I really never thought that I would be the face of heart disease, but I am.
I never thought that a 3-month-old infant with a pacemaker was something that I just never, ever crossed my mind.
Well, it shouldn't look like this, I don't think. But I don't know. So I guess the face of a stroke can be anybody. It can be any one of you in the audience. It can be me, it can be anybody.
It's hard to put a face to heart disease. It doesn't discriminate against gender, against nationality, against age. It can affect anyone at any time.